I have to say, we're still trying to wrap our heads around the horrible event that happened on Thursday in Oregon. It's tough to talk about. But one of the things that's toughest for Americans to talk about is the issue of guns. So we're going to talk about it in a segment we're calling America's Conversation About Not Talking About Guns. Okay, step one in not talking about guns is called exhaustion. Okay? Now, this step begins by overwhelming us with numbers.
This was the 45th school shooting at an American school this year.
It marks 142 similar school shootings since Sandy Hook.
294 mass shootings this year alone, nearly 1,000 since the database was created.
380 people have died in mass shootings this year alone.
These figures don't include everyday incidents of gun violence, which this year have resulted in 10,000 people losing their lives.
That is a lot of numbers. You see, by overwhelming us with numbers, you do two things. First, you make us tired. And second, you make us feel like we're about to have that conversation. Are we going to talk about guns? That's exciting. No, we're just talking about numbers. That's exhausting. So you give us exhaustion and excitement at the same time, hence the term exhaustment. All right? That's the first one. Okay. Step two, the shifteroo. Okay. Now, this is a very technical term, shifteroo. It's when you mix a shift with a switcheroo.
Gun control only works for normal law-abiding citizens. It doesn't work for crazies.
No matter what you do, guns, no guns, it doesn't matter. You have people that are mentally ill.
Instead of tinkering with the Second Amendment, I never hear anybody say, let's tinker with the First.
Tinker with the First? We're not Alpine toy makers. You think we're guys with curly mustaches trying to fix a broken Jack in the Box? What is this tinker with the First? But did you see how they did that? The shift. You stop talking about gun violence and you make it about mental illness. Now, it's not unimportant to talk about mental illness, but it's still a shift, okay? Then the switcheroo. You swap out the Second Amendment for the First Amendment. And everybody's like, what the Shifteroo's brilliant, you guys. Brilliant, okay? And we're still not having that honest conversation about guns, okay? Now, the third step comes after the president makes his somber plea to America, which unfortunately he does all too often. So, it feels like we're finally going to have that honest conversation, but not so fast. Here comes number three, the shitteroo. Right? You know what this is, right? This is when haters shit all over the president for daring to start the conversation.
I think he's distracting attention from his other problems.
Well, it would be nice if he showed equal passion about the complete collapse of 6.5 years of policy in the Middle East.
Why hasn't he spoken out about Chicago?
Because there's nothing wrong if when there's a problem, you talk about that fucking problem. Right? How does this... A conversation about guns includes guns. A conversation about Putin includes Putin. You don't have to be a Toastmaster to know these rules of conversational engagement, right? All right, okay. Then comes step four, horrible suggestions. Which, incidentally, is the name of my new cologne available at Spencer Gifts and other fine stores. Ironically, it was a horrible suggestion that made me name it Horrible Suggestions. Okay? Yeah. Now, this horrible suggestions tactic works because the stupidity coming out of people's mouths is so jaw-dropping that your mouth stays open in horror, thus preventing you from having the conversation.
Have former detectives like Bo Dietl and Mark Furman on every campus in every school, and your schools are going to be safer instead of these gun-free zones.
Get rid of these gun-free zones.
Gun-free zones are criminal protection areas, and that's what we usually see.
More guns is your answer? Head hurts. It hurts. Just to be clear, they're saying that in places with fewer guns, the odds of getting shot increase, which I guess is just like how the odds of getting attacked by a shark increase in places with no sharks. That shark was in her living room. Normally a shark-free zone. Nobody would have seen that coming, and had all the people in that house been packing their own sharks, that shark would have gone next door. All right? That's what would have happened. Remember, now, I know we've just created a horrible scenario for the neighbors, but we're just talking about this shark-free zone. But the horrible suggestions step, it doesn't just end with the media. We also have to hear from a presidential hopeful.
Very sad to see, but I resist the notion, and I had this challenge as governor, because we had, look, stuff happens.
Stuff happens, Jeb? I'm sorry, are you running for president or just looking to set up a t-shirt stand at the beach? I don't get it. How can you say some shit like that? You know what? I'm sorry, that's not fair. Stuff happens may have been taken out of context. Let's let him finish.
Look, stuff happens. There's always a crisis, and the impulse is always to do something, and it's not necessarily the right thing to do.
Wow, Jeb, exclamation point. I'm gonna say to you, right? I'm gonna say to you what your dad's been saying to your brother for years. I'm disappointed in you. All right, so, let me review. So we've gone through all these steps, the exhaustment, the shiftaroo, the shittaroo, the horrible suggestions. Our brains are about to explode. And finally, this is how the door in the conversation is shut by step 5, too soon. The argument that it's disrespectful to talk about how to find solutions so close to a tragedy. Why do we gotta talk about this now? Man, it just happened. Can't we just talk about this later? Look, all I know is if we never have this conversation and we keep thinking it's too soon, we'll stay in a constant state of too late.